That's right. And we're back live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street, the Friday night show. I appreciate everyone that's already tuning in. Do me a favor, cabrones. That's all I ask ever, 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 ever. Hit that pinche like, man. And if not, hey, there's a pinche dislike también. It's all to the good. Not everyone is everyone's seasoning. Before I bring on Norbeez, let's go ahead and go through some formalities. It's Friday night. We got a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot. The list is on, and it's going to be a great conversation. Again, first, all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone in the members only. The members only today got the double up. Yep, I served the members only a double up today. My Chicano story, I think it's part 12. Yeah, I did 12. And then a war story. Okay, they got the double up over there and shit. Cálmese. So shout out to the members only, the Chicano channels, the Chicano pages. Without further to do, this evening, the viral LA sensation, Norbeez in the
house. Hey, don't give me all the credit. It was on your channel.
Norbeez, LA is in the house. Which is it? Is it East LA, West LA?
Boyle Heights.
Boyle Heights.
Yeah. Don't let them catch you out here to say in East LA because they get mad at you.
I gotta call you. I'm gonna check in with you every time, cabron. Boyle Heights in the house. That's right. Norbeez is in the house. Gracias, cabron. Speaking of that, we might as well open it up. But again, thank you for your time, cabron. Thank you for joining me.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, it's always my honor, cabron. That clip that I tagged you on that got like 130,000, todo eso. I tagged you on it like when it had like 80, 90,000, something like that. And you must have got the last 10, 20, 30,000 notifications. Is we're having great conversations. Yeah. We're having great conversations on here, Norbeez. Just like, don't forget to subscribe. Anyone from Chicano Street, if you're not already subscribed to Norbeez Worldwide Activities, right behind us. See that?
We're doing big things.
They're on bigthings.com. Norbeez Worldwide Activities. Don't forget to subscribe over there. And everyone over there from, it's going to be hard not saying News with Norbeez. That kind of rolls off.
Oh, no. Well, let me clarify. This is the channel's name. News with Norbeez is still a segment on the channel. So I just wanted to clarify that. This is just for the channel's name.
Yeah.
Because since I have a couple of shows.
Is NWA, DBA, and then all the other shows.
Yes, sir.
Again, gracias for coming, cabron. There's been so much going on.
I know, man. There's a lot. But let me tell you something about the viral thing. It was pretty cool. Now I will tell you that I have maybe like five reels that maybe I've already hit over 1 million. So I know what you mean when you get all those notifications at like the whole day. Like I remember the first time that happened to me, like half of my battery was gone because I got so many notifications, and it took me a while to realize, wait a minute, let me turn this off because this is bad. You're getting thousands of notifications at once, and it's crazy. It's really cool when it happens. And
what's really cool is the people that get involved. You mentioned some people commented, right? You said Coyotes commented.
Yeah, I think Felipe Espasa. You had a lot of people out there that are in the industry, and that they chimed in. I mean, it was good. And I think I told you earlier, it might not be all good, but at least we have the people talking.
I just want to talk about what the raza wants to talk about. F what you heard. I mean, I want to talk about what the people. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. We're gonna try to talk, if we can tonight, executive orders, maybe some money laundering schemes uncovered. We're also gonna continue about the protest, but now it looks like it's getting a little bit ugly. Looks like we got 15, 16-year-olds that probably don't even know what they're doing. I mean, come on. Hey, Norbeez, did you fully understand like the concept of the revolution and a cause at 15 or 16 years old?
You know what? I would say yes. And I tell you why I would say yes, because Now, I would say more like 16, 17. I wouldn't go as far as 15. And I want to say because when we were younger, 9/11 happened. Uh the US was attacked. It was something that was unheard of throughout history. It was the first time the US had an attack that major. And I mean, you couldn't help but feel more political, more patriotic, and you really wanted to know what exactly, why did this happen? Why did so many people, if, you know, depending on who you are, if it happened or why did it even occur or did it not occur? Anyway, the point is you wanted to find out why the twin towers fell and who did it and why did they do it. So after that, it was just a journey of looking into history, looking into news reports, and really digging in. I mean, I remember in high school, I actually did want to be a journalist until the principal of the school told me that I couldn't write true stories. That was a funny situation
You
because
couldn't express yourself?
no, because well, my story was about and I could say it. So my story was about security that were flirting with the girls in high school.
Yeah.
Now, okay, low key, I was a bit. It was more of on the hating side, but then the other side, it was like, wait a minute, these motherfuckers are adults. Why are they hitting on high school girls? The
I
fuck?
get it.
So I wrote that story, and the editor, which was the teacher at the time, has to turn in all the stories to the principal. And the principal saw my story and immediately rejected it and said I couldn't write anymore.
Damn. Got
So
shot.
that ended my journalistic dream.
A little notepad with a pencil and shit, like then boom.
Yeah, because I actually went and talked to girls and tell them, hey, if this dude was talking to you, I actually wanted to get in there and actually write stories. And I guess more like whatever I thought was a story to be told. And in this case, I didn't think it was right for these adult security guards flirting with high school girls.
Okay. So by the time 9/11 happened, I was already out of school, but and I didn't, to be honest, I didn't pay attention to nothing. But you were more trucha way. Did you go to college too?
Yeah, I did. I did. I went to like four different colleges, but I didn't pass them all. I'll give you that. I went to like four different ones, but I just took classes here, took classes there, and then I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do.
What do you think of the people that say 9/11 inside job, same shit, same thing, J6 inside job?
Well, I mean, that one building that who knows for what reason it came down, which was blocks away from the Twin Towers. But there's that, and that's the thing about this country. There's so many conspiracies, so many unanswered questions. I mean, that's why Donald Trump is trying to put declassify information because even he was wondering like what really happened. I mean, you saw what, and I
Give
gotta.
a recap,
It's,
wait. What
it's,
was reported and what do you think happened
well,
on
I
the
mean,
towers?
The
Give a
Martin Luther King report from the FBI. All the things they wrote about Martin Luther King. I mean, you really got to ask yourself, do you believe what the FBI wrote on those documents or they're fabricating it? Just
right, right,
for
right.
the chance that it might come out publicly, somebody might release it, but at least they're not going to look like assholes. But
And what's on the paperwork? That two
and
government were helping
that
each other?
Martin Luther King was well, he was a player. He did orgies. He did all these things. They made him look like a scum, you know. And it makes me wonder, come back to the present. Look how Donald Trump feels about the FBI. He doesn't trust him either.
No.
In fact, he's trying to put his own guy in there so he could have some insight on what exactly is going on in there. I mean, and then it makes you wonder the things they wrote back then. What was it to protect themselves or was it the facts? It's really hard to tell, and that's the bad part about all this is that they're making him look really bad, Martin Luther King,
Mm.
and we gotta take them at their word. But and now you have a president Trump that is literally telling us not to believe them. So it's like who do you believe? The FBI or Trump?
So even if all kinds of J6 videos came out, say videos were to come out on J6 and the pinchy guards walked them all these people into position, say a dozen people, and they're the ones that were gonna just be the first ones to crack shit off. However, start slamming doors.
J6. Okay.
J6. That's what I mean by J6. So they're saying
Okay.
that's an inside job, just like 9/11 inside job. What would happen later if video survey? They say they have it.
Well, no, I
They
can tell you
say
right
they
now,
have it.
honestly speaking, right now, I could tell you right now, I saw it live. I saw it as soon as the police took off the what do you call them? Those things to keep them away, those barricades. I
Yeah.
saw it when they took it out live. They removed them, told them come on in, and they all went in. And then I saw them when they got to the building. They opened the door for them, told them come on in. It's like,
That looks bad.
and I'm watching this live. I'm like, what is going on? Why are they letting them in?
They have
Just
been
like that.
trying. They've probably been trying to burn those pinchy tapes.
I'm sure, bro. I'm sure. And then the other part is it's crazy because I think the police chief at that time for DC is not even alive anymore.
Crazy. But again, you know, you
He
see
deleted
videos.
himself.
You see videos of a vato that has Viking horns on or whatever. You know what I mean? Now lately, you've been seeing it on the media. You've been seeing that.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because it did get out of control. Somebody died during that. I don't know if you recall, but I think it was a Air Force woman, Air Force service woman. I think she died. The one of the securities or the DC police actually shot her, and she died
Oh,
over there. I don't know if you recall that. So it was all bad because they went in there, they broke everything, they broke into rooms, they started tearing the place apart. Well, and let me pause there because I don't know if it was actually the regular people or it was, the
plant,
the the hired people,
planted people.
planted people, because
Planted,
there
hired.
are records that there are infiltrators in there, and I truly do believe there's infiltrators everywhere in different kinds of organizations. And I want to say that
It's
that
called
got out of
hiring muscle.
that really got out of hand, and
It's called
and
hiring muscle. Just
yeah,
hire
and
muscle. Anyone
yeah,
can hire muscle.
yeah, and the service woman died from it, and that's what we got to take from that. That you know, not every protest is going to go the way we want it to go, and they're not all going to go peaceful. That was a clear evidence that somebody can die in these protests and somebody can get hurt. Does that mean that they're what's it called, that their message is wrong? Does that mean that they're all bad? Does it mean that they should all be arrested? I mean, they all did get arrested, but you got to ask yourself, did they deserve to be arrested? I mean, some people will say, yeah. Anybody that's even American can say, well, what are they doing to my country? They're tearing up our buildings that you know are American buildings, and here you have these people opening it up, breaking in, breaking the windows, sitting in the chairs that they don't deserve to be in, and causing destruction. Should these people go to jail?
Well, let's
I
look
mean,
at that clip.
I always tell people, it's in the Constitution, it's in the Bill of Rights. We have the right to go against our own government if we feel that the government isn't doing what they should be for the people.
Absolutely. Norbeez, let's look at this clip. Tell me what your thoughts are. Here we go.
Update. It appears that a person was stabbed. I actually witnessed this when I was watching a live stream from a streamer there over on YouTube. They had to basically remove the video, but this is kind of like a screenshot. By the way, if you guys are on TikTok or on Instagram, you guys need to follow my Twitter. Twitter allows full-length videos without suppressing what is going on.
You know what? Maybe we should just bring it up on Twitter. It's probably going to be better. But anyways, the crux of the story is this. And I know people will be in the comments, Norbeez, you just want to highlight the bad shit. No, it's the message. Oh, I get it. But the bad shit is what takes the eyes off the message from whatever it was. But when I see the video, I was alluding to when I was talking about 15, 16-year-olds, it literally looked like it was a lot of teenagers.
Yeah, it was.
usually in a protest, you'll have the frontliners, the people that are really trying to push the message, the organizers, etc., and then other people will join. But when I always see a group of teens, I'm not trying to shit on them, but it gets unruly and it gets out of control. And that's just in my opinion. But we could try to go find it on X.
Well, I mean, no, those are just the hormones, the passion, that's just the pride, the ego. I mean, all of that stuff wrapped in a circle in the ball. But like I said, you got to remember, these were kids. Look what happened in January 6th. An adult got deleted because of the protest, because of their protest for Trump. One servicewoman was deleted. And now the live chat, if you guys can check me, but I know somebody got deleted there. But this is why I say, not all protests are going to go the way we want it. I mean, that guy is might be talking about that in a negative light, but ask yourself, what does he say about the January 6 people that, one of them actually got deleted? A lot got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Would that guy judge those people the same way he's judging these kids? I don't think so. But I would definitely say, like I said, these protests, it's not going to go 100% well every time. It's unpredictable. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. It's not only those protesters, it's the protesters in DC or Texas, anywhere they're having a protest, something's going to happen. Something's going to go down.
Yeah, and then everyone has a phone now, so everyone's recording, and then everyone has an opinion. What do you think about this Mexicana with the Dodger hat on what she had to say?
I just left the protest right now, and let me tell you, that is not the right way. It actually got scary. Y me fui. Yo no apoyo eso. You're saying that, I'm sorry, I get it, but no one listens to us unless we do it the wrong way. No, mija, you are wrong. It's bad. Por unos nos hacen ver mal a todos. Uno va a una protesta pacíficamente y que esta gente se salga de control, se metan al freeway. Antes de irme, I'm sure you speak Spanish, right? Adriana Lopez, yeah, I'm sure you.
Okay, well, probably it's a minute and 30 seconds, but you saw what she was saying. Aside the dramatic music, of course, that's supposed to make you more emotional while you hear the
the music.
Word. What do you think of her on what she said? She said it didn't look like a protest that she was used to seeing, but it looked kind of like a little bit of a free-for-all. What do you think?
I mean, he's got to realize that, these are what protests are. I mean, you go back to the Chicano movement, you see brown berets, you see Black Panthers. What do you think they're carrying around their shoulders? You think that they were there to just pick up a sign and wave it around? They also had their fears. That's one of the reasons why California took away the rights of Californians to, have their weapons, because they saw brown berets and Black Panthers carrying around their weapons, protecting themselves, not attacking people, but protecting themselves.
Tired of the calentadas and the profile.
It was bad, man. It was bad back then. It's bad now still. And I understand her. She looks like she's probably a mom. She probably has kids. She gets worried because she wouldn't want her kids to be out there.
Yeah.
But I got this message for her, for everybody that, says she has a point. Not too long ago, the government made the orders to get people like me, like you, like probably everybody that's watching this right now. Even though we were born here, they still grabbed us, they put us in the bus, and they took us to Mexico, and they told us, don't come back. Even though we were born here. So I'll ask this question. I would ask this question to all of you. What are you going to do when the government comes to your house, grabs your kids, grabs you, puts you on the bus, sends you to Mexico, and tells you to stay there? What are you going to do?
Oh, that would be some crazy shit. That would be some crazy. I know. And it was, again,
it's some crazy shit, but it's real. This happened several times throughout the history of the U.S. What makes us think they're not willing to do it again?
The mom on the movie Mi Familia, she went out to the grocery store and to buy some vegetables. She never came back, and then they
Never
found
came
out
back.
later. They threw her on a train.
Yeah, but could you imagine the families that were born here that were third generation, fourth generation? They got grabbed up, telling these people, "Yo, I was born here. This is my country. I don't give a f you being." And they show in the bus, send them to Mexico. Now, I tell these people that ask, why are they doing these protests? Why are they keep doing that? Why do they keep making all these noise?
I want
But
to.
then
I want
again,
to. I want to see what you think about this because no matter what the reason, I
yeah,
don't give a shit what the reason is. It
yeah,
resorts to violence, but
yeah.
again, people are I might be misguided or I'm not sure. But what do you think about this clip right here? It seemed like the mob they got someone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an op. We got one. Sadly, but look at it. There's one guy. There's about maybe 8, 10 nonstop punching. Mexican flag runs up with the Mexican flag like maybe a bank. Maybe it's about uh, a in an op or I don't know. So Norbeez, you're at a protest. This happens in front of you. What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm thinking I got to stop it. I mean, as much as, and again, I don't know the situation. For all I know, that guy could be a, what is it? What it was those two guys that showed up to the protest just to instigate? What are those two guys' name? That somebody got in trouble because they
Well, let's
interviewed
keep it a
them.
buck. He also could have hit on someone's chick.
But in that part too, that's what I'm saying. That's probably the wrong time to test these kids. And that's not uncommon. Like I said, what was that guy? Neon. I think it was Neon.
Oh, okay, that guy.
Neon and some other guy
Yes.
that went there with the illusion that they went there to go help and support, when in reality they were doing their own low-key interviews, instigating and asking the kids, why are you doing this? Like, you guys should go back. You guys should do everything legally. My parents did things legally. Like, why can't yours? You should go back. Like, why do you deserve to why do you think you deserve to be here illegally? And that's those guys going there. Neon and I forget the other guy's name.
But I don't get that dude Neon
But
being
Sneeko. There you go, Sneeko. Thanks, Style Fitness. I think Style Finesse. Thank you. Sneeko and Neon, they went there making everybody think that they were there for the people, but in fact, they were pulling out kids and instigating and questioning them. I wonder, why don't they do that with adults that are there? Why don't they go and talk to the organizers? Instead, they pull out the youngest of the young there and interview them.
I saw a clip where they shouted at that dude, one of the dude, the one that the neon dude that they shouted at. Are you here for the cause or are you here to help the people? Or to shoot content? I'm sorry. Are you here for the cause or are you here to shoot content? No, they're there for content. Wait.
They're there for content. 100% they were there for content, because I saw that interview of Sneeko questioning that kid. And again, I'm wondering why is this punk not going to an adult? Why does he go ask one of the organizers and give them those questions? But because he knows exactly who to get, so it could sound the way he wants it to sound.
Oh yeah. Well, since we got there, we might as well bring this one up. Did you see that in the very same protest, a podcaster, West Coast Graffiti, he did the same thing with the GoPro 360, had it in front of him.
Yeah.
And people are saying, I don't know how true it is, that as soon as you upload some shit like that with people that are banned, that it's an automatic, you're gone. There's no process. There's nothing. Your channel disappears.
Wow. Well, you know what? I don't know the situation that thankfully I've never been in that position. I did get a strike from a guy from San Bernardino, a podcaster. He did give my channel a strike, but as far as that, I don't know. I know you if you get 3 strikes, you're out, just like baseball. But
I don't know nothing else.
I don't know his situation with YouTube. So if that is the case, then that kind of sucks, because I know he put a few years into that channel, and it's unfortunate. And but it's like I tell other podcasters, don't stop. keep going. If you got a message, why do you care about the numbers? Why do you care about how many likes, how many views? Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Get your voice be heard. I mean, the whole thing is to get your voice be heard. If you don't have your head on straight, you're just gonna be all over the place, man. You're gonna be like, I don't even want to mention that pendejo anymore. Anyways, let's keep it moving. There was, it seems like right now on the internet, Norbeez, it's Mexico, and then Mexico versus Americans, and then all of a sudden, I saw a podcaster do a video in his car, and he was saying Chicanos versus Mexicans. And I'm like, why is anyone even bringing that shit up? I already get accused of gaslighting some shit
Yeah.
just because I answer questions that people ask me. And I get accused for shit. But I'm not doing videos saying, well, Mexicans and Americans. They're pretty much Norbeez right now. I want to get your opinion on this. They're pretty much anything that has to do with the USA flag. That's this one right here. Anything that has to do with the USA flag, they're putting the word racist on. It seems like that those camps are already digging down and kind of separating. And I'm going to show you a picture. And I want you, when you see this picture, let me know if the person with an American flag on him is a racist in your opinion, because this has been going around the internet, and I'm telling people common sense has pretty much gone out the window. But here we go. This one right here, Norbeez. You see this photo right here.
Yes.
What do you see?
I see people pretty much I don't know how would I put it to words. I want to say respecting their roots. At the same time, it's really tough. You have a serviceman, that, promise. Well, I don't know if I say promise, but definitely here to serve and protect his country. And you see a mother that's, giving his son to his country, not her country, but his country, because that is where he was born. That is where he grew up. I see, you know, what's the word when I see coexistence, you know. I see clarity, I see religion, I see, protection, love.
Damn, Norby's with the college answer right there. That's the college thesis answer. That was a good one. College thesis answer right from the professor. The reason I want to say that is I know it exists. I know racism exists. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. I've been in the middle of it a lot of times. A few times that I could clearly point out what was going on. But what I'm saying is what's going on then with the internet that anyone, because they're showing these kind of images, but anything with an American flag, they're trying to shame Chicanos into not embracing that side. And I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. What do you think on that? I know some other people are saying, well, they're just flags. We ain't got to get into it too much. They're flags. What do you say about that?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say they should, fly the American flag, because, like I said before, these people are making a statement on behalf of a certain nationality, certain people, probably their family. They're Mexican. They're letting the public, the world, know that they're Mexican people. That is why they use the Mexican flag. Now, if they had the American flag, I mean, what are they saying? Are they saying they're coexisting? Because then that would be a lie, because they're not coexisting. The American government it's coming after their people, and the media is saying that they're coming after the people. And some of these politicians are saying they're coming after their people. So they feel very threatened. They feel very scared. And that's why they're waving their parents or cousins or friends. That's why they're waving their flag. They're not waving their flag because they have a pride for Mexico. They're waving the flag because they're making a statement that these are the people that this country is making out to look like they're getting hunted. We have white teachers that are making tweets to ICE to, report that 50 of his students are from migrant parents, and ICE should go to his school and grab them up. This is a teacher that is doing that. I mean, when they say, nobody's coming after them, yes, people are coming after them. You see that 121-year-old that's calling Mexicans beaners, and they should get their necks, slit, and saying all these stupid racist things because it came out. I mean, the racism right now, it's high. It's high, and these people are scared. These people that are waving those flags, they're not doing it out of pride. They're doing it out of making a statement for their people that they're there for them. They're here to fight, and this time they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop until something changes. And I truly do believe something's going to change. And I tell these people that say, well, where were these people when Obama was there or when Biden was there? You know why they weren't there? Because they lied to them. We all got suckered by Obama. Obama said he was going to take care of the DACA people.
Remember, I told you, trucha with that name, cabrón.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what's his name? That like dude that married that dude.
We're like, why are we at like 35 viewers only? You know what I mean? Yeah, we went from like 150 to 35 because we said that name. Now, let's break this down, Norbeez. All of this came in by gate, by way of the ICE raids. All of this came that because people weren't hitting the streets until these ICE raids, right?
Yes. Until the race that started, I want to say around January 9th or 10th in Kern County and Bakersfield.
Now was
those days, January 9th, January 10th, somewhere around that time. And Trump was not the president at that time.
No, he wasn't. And that happened right here in the Central Valley. So by way of that, the people have been doing retos and calling people to come out. People are like, even Carlos Montes. Shout out to Carlos Montes. I just loaded some clips of one of the Brown Beret founders, Carlos Montes. He's been going live every day in the cars, following the caravans, following the protests, the marches, all that stuff. Carlos Montes, he's a real life activist. I mean, he's not an internet activist. He's a real life. So shout out to him. Let me give him his flowers again. One of the founders of the Brown Berets that was there in the beginning. If everything came like that, Norbeez, do you think? Did you see that clip of Jimmy Humilde on what he said when he spoke with an ICE agent?
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, that guy.
What do you think of that?
I think he's a clout chaser. I think that's what he is. A very much clout chaser. And I say that because I think literally like that same morning, he claimed, oh, I spoke to my friend, the ICE agent, and he told me that they only got like 3,000. That's all they got, 3,000 people. And, they're not going after regular people. They're just going after criminals, something like in those lines. But that same morning, the White House press conference, the speaker said that ICE had captured 10,000 people. So once I heard him say that, I'm like, wait a minute, but they just literally said they caught 10,000. So that means either his friend is lying to him or he's lying to us. Either way, somebody's lying in that side.
Damn it. Norbeez just discredited one of the biggest music moguls. He's like the pinche Tommy Mottola to what the raza is right now. And Norbeez is like, don't put too much weight on his voice. But I like what he said because, he's in a position, Norbeez, that he has a lot to lose. O sea, he's got JOP and Fuerza Regida, Grupo Frontera, and all these people under his label. If anyone would be like, wanting to walk some shit back, he has a lot to lose, but he's not walking it back. So he said, okay, 3,500. I don't know as of the date of the video. He's saying, Norbeez, very little amount of those are Mexicans. Does that matter to you? Because if all these people are Mexicans in the streets getting arrested and going all out because people are fueling them to rage, but then you find out there's just a small group of them were Mexican. I mean,
again, like I said,
doesn't matter.
Like I said, his numbers were a lie. So when he says there was very little, more than likely that's a lie also.
I gotta play the clip. Then now you're discrediting everything he says.
And then you could find the White House press conference where the lady says it was 10,000.
Let's try.
Me dijo una cosa, me dice, mira, no estamos llevándolos a gente inocente, me dice. Eso te lo garantizo. Dice, no vamos por gente inocente. No estamos haciendo redadas, you know. No están haciendo eso para llevarse a todo el mundo, dice. Hemos deportado arriba de 3,500 personas, dice. Y no ha sido gente inocente, dice. No ha sido gente inocente, ha sido gente que han tenido un récord, que han cometido algo criminal, que tienen orden de deportación. Y dice, Jimmy, es así. Claro, sí, vamos por ellos. Porque es órdenes. Dice, pero no tenemos órdenes de ponerlos en de llevarlos a toda la gente. No tenemos orden de eso.
Norbeez doesn't believe a single second of anything he said.
No, not one. Not one. And and the part where he says, they're not getting anybody that's innocent like that. ICE recently, actually, that same day where the White House press conference said those numbers, they also said they had to release 470 people because either they couldn't have enough on them to send them back, or they just didn't have space for them, apparently, to put them somewhere. So they release 470 people. I find it a little hard to believe that, maybe these people weren't criminals the way Jimmy says. So do I believe Jimmy? No. Did he get lied to? Who knows? Maybe. Or is he lying? I don't know. I'm not him. But one thing's for sure, he is not telling the truth, or whoever told him that is not telling him the truth. So he should definitely do his research and, come back with something else.
He gives the music mogul no credit. I'm gonna say, the internet's been a trip right now. People have just voiced their voice, which is a great thing. We're in a great country. Yeah. The best country, in my opinion. I know people get mad, but the best country to live in, raise a family in, absolutely, far without a doubt. But there's been these little sayings going around the internet. Norbeez, I want to get your opinion on these little sayings that are going around saying, if you're for deportation, then don't eat any Mexican food, don't go to Mexico, don't speak Spanish, on and on and on. What do you think about that?
That's ridiculous. That Mexican food is the best food in the world. No, nobody's gonna deny that to themselves.
But what do you think about?
I mean, those kinds of.
In your opinion, then what's a Mexican sellout?
A Mexican sellout is somebody that, it's okay with seeing his family get taken. Oh shit! I finally got primo and prima. That's fucked up. Leak.
Irony fisticuffs. Gracias for the super chat, cabrón. I see the second super chat. That's a pinche guerra. They're hitting each other. It's okay. It's okay. What do you think, cabrón? Then what's a sellout? So is this?
I mean, for me, a sellout, a real sellout is somebody
that has his knee on the ground. Is that a sellout?
No, that is not a sellout. That is a serviceman that I always have high respects and high regards for. They put their lives on the line for this country. Mind you, not even they would say they don't agree with everything this country does, but they're still willing to put their lives on it, and that says a lot because not so many people in this nation would do the same.
A good answer, cabron. All right, let's keep it pushing, man. The chat's going wild. Gracias, you guys. The chat is lit. It's off the chain, man. Gracias. We got more than 100 in the building. I appreciate you guys. Hey. Live with Norbeez on Friday night. I'm going to play another clip and then let me know what you think about it. Let's go to, I think it was, which one was it? Oh, yeah, it was, let me open another window. Let me open TikTok, cabron.
Hey.
Shout out to everyone in the comment section.
And I would say, though, Jimmy Humilde, he's probably lucky he's not in Mexico because when you do things like that, the Mexicans destroy your career. I'll tell you that much. They don't even care who you are. They will destroy your entire career and make you cry. I remember that story. You remember that one story of I think her name was Yahtzee or Nazi or Yahtzee or Yeah, I don't know, some little girl that went over there and started making fun of how they drink soda through the
Oh,
bag and the straw,
yeah.
and she got completely canceled. She was crying, and she's not the first. I mean, they did that to Ana Gabriel. I don't know if you were familiar with Ana Gabriel. Decided that she wanted to talk a lot of shit about the Mexican president. They fucking booed her here in LA. The whole stadium she had a concert. They booed her out of stage. Everybody just canceled her. She started crying and apologizing because, like I said, Jimmy is lucky he's in the U.S. because if he was saying that kind of stuff in Mexico, they would have eaten him up. They would have destroyed his
Cabrón.
career.
There was a podcaster that said, right now is not a good time to go to Mexico. If you're a Chicano, it's not a good time. Serio. What do you think about that?
It's always a good time to go to Mexico. But you know what? Mind you, and I'm going to tell people in Mexico can tell you, don't go to the U.S. It's dangerous. They got gangs. They got drugs. They're killing each other every day. And they wouldn't be wrong. They wouldn't be wrong because that is exactly what does occur here. Same crap that happens here is happening there. I'll tell you who's giving them all the weapons. The U.S.
Damn it. Damn it. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up. Let me see.
There you go, Yaritza y su esencia. There you go. Thank you, Enrique.
Yeah, they said they don't like Mexican food. They don't like nothing spicy. And they didn't have a PR team, someone that would have PR'd them and let them know, don't do this, do this. It's going to excel your career. This is going to fuck you up. And that's exactly what happened. All right, let's shift it over to the cartels. I want to get your opinion on, we're on TikTok now, what the border czar recently said.
They made a clear warning to you and to the United States that, we're going to escalate our violence. So now we're seeing not only Mexican troops after this deal that Trump made with Mexico's president, and also U.S. troops headed to the border. How are you going to utilize the military? We know what the military can and can't do domestically, but in a scenario like this, how do you plan on using the military? Could they get involved in the violence if the cartels strike?
Yes. And we expect them to. But the Mexican military, President Trump's able to get Mexico, put military on their northern border. That will certainly help. I think the cartels would be foolish to take on the military, but we know they've taken on the Mexican military before. But now we have the United States military on the border. We got the men and women of the Border Patrol. Do I expect violence to escalate? Absolutely, because the cartels are making record amounts of money. They're making record amounts of money in alien smuggling and trafficking of women and children and drugs. However, as we secure the border, we've gone long ways to secure the border. Crossings are down like 76%. We're taking money out of their pocket. They're not going to wait quietly, and that's why President Trump designated them terrorist organizations. I would send a warning to them. You heard a Border Patrol lady, you heard a soldier. The wrath of President Trump's going to come down.
Does that mean the military, our troops, U.S. military at the border with weapons, using weapons if need be?
They need to protect themselves. But the cartels, again, let me give the cartels a warning. If you harm a Border Patrol agent or a soldier, the whole world's going to come down to you. President Trump is a strong president. He is strong enough, and he has the ability to wipe them off the face of the earth. Now, that's the reason they were called terrorist organizations, designated terrorist organizations, because they've killed more Americans with their fentanyl, their drugs, than any terrorist organization in the world. They are now designated terrorists. Do not harm our troops, or President Trump will bring hell rain down, and he has the ability to wipe them off the face of the earth. They can claim they're a pretty tough organization, the cartels, and they are, but they're not stronger than the power of President Trump.
Damn it. Norbeez, what do you think about the cartel? No, think about it. I know. Let's not try to think about it from a political point of view. They're mad because either loads of drugs, women or children, or whatever they want to bring. These are cartel. Let's not say they're not the best, upstanding citizens, okay? This is their job. This is what they do, just like the corridos say. He didn't want to be broke no more, so he joined the mafia. He joined the cartel so he can have good money. That's the Tucanes de Tijuana song, El Centenario. What do you think of them getting pissed and now there being a border war between the CBP and the cartel?
I mean, first of all, let me just say, I feel very bad for that guy. That guy looks like he's got enough threats already that he needs to walk on eggshells to say the exact thing that's not going to get him in trouble again. So I definitely feel bad for the guy.
He's got security around him 24/7.
Yeah, he has to.
You know,
He said before that he had to move away his family from him because
Probably
of the amount of threats that were probably real. Came through his wire and
what do you think?
so,
Cartel though, the cartel.
I mean,
Bad and
as
going to hell.
and this is the thing that I don't like that this guy is not saying. He knows how they're able to fight the Mexican military because he knows we sold them the weapons. He knows the U.S. sold them the weapons, so we know exactly their capabilities because we are the ones that sold them the weapons. He knows that they do have the capability to fight our military because we sold them military grade weapons. That is what the U.S. did. There is documentation that is what the U.S. did. They sold these things to them. That is how they're able to fight the Mexican military and fight a U.S. military.
Now, what have you heard as far as which president? No, don't say that one, okay, Cabron. You already know which one.
Yeah.
Say. Which ones were linked to those kind of deals?
Well, I think it was him. It was around his time. If not him, it was probably Clinton.
I've seen memes calling that Baboso the worst president ever. I don't know.
That's Biden.
You think? You know what's worse, sir? I think you're right. You know why? You know what's worse, sir? It's the ones you don't fucking hear of. It's the ones that don't go out in the podium. They don't say anything. They disappear. And all of a sudden, everyone lines their pockets up, hundreds of billions of dollars. Yep. I want to get your opinion on this. The Ukrainian president, Norbeez, he said $176 billion. He said, President Trump, we don't even have half of that accounted for. What do you think of that?
I mean,
where's the money?
That's hilarious that he actually did something like that, that he would actually say, wait a minute, we didn't even get it all. But
if it were to be true,
I mean, it trips me out that this guy that was an actor, dressed up as a chick, did comedy, is getting so much money out of this country. How does that happen? How does that happen if not for corruption? If not for corruption, I mean, what are we getting from there aside from maybe a military position against Russia? But then again, why do we need that type of position against Russia? And it just blows my mind. I hope Trump does say, you know what, and you're not going to get it. Anyways, I'm going to find out where it went, but you're not going to get it either.
And then people are going to find out it went to condoms, it went to sex changes, it went to a Sesame Street channel. And I don't know. But at the end of the day, people line up their pockets. That's the worst because there's never been a president in the history, this is all time history that went out with a preemptive presidential pardon on all his family. That's never happened.
A blanket pardon.
Blanket pardon.
Blanket pardon.
I'm like, if that was crazy, no one kind of, is riding that wave. And I think more because it's a political thing. If your allegiance is to them, you don't want them to look bad.
No, you don't. I mean,
my allegiance is to the people. And what are we going to do? Whoever's in the White House, are they going to help the people or are they going to hurt the people? I mean, that's what I say. But what do you think about the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, now has Elon Musk there? They've been throwing crazy audits and finding hundreds of millions of dollars getting gifted to other countries.
I mean, it's a good thing. At the same time, it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because that he's putting out the information, and I know how he is. He's really going after the people that screwed him over, because now he's got that. He's got it. He played his pieces correctly to get him to that position where, like, all of you guys that came after me, now I'm gonna make sure I put all your crap out there, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's putting all their shit out there for everyone to see, and really winning us over. The bad thing is that now we have somebody that's not even born here. Not saying that's bad, but he's from South Africa originally. He has I guess a multi-million-dollar or even $1 billion company combined, I mean, somebody with that much power and well, I mean, now he has even more power. So it trips me out. But you know what?
Someone said he did spend 250 million of his own money, and he planted himself for 45 days in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. But go ahead.
That's a good investment. That's a good investment.
Mm.
But honestly,
what kind of
I'm really hoping that
good investment?
you know he does help.
Mm.
But it's hard. It's hard, man, because this guy, the way he moves, the way he acts, the way he talks, it, I really don't know.
Guy, or is he a bad guy?
I mean, in a sense, he's a bad guy because he definitely praises this system of I want to say of beliefs where he himself wants to leave this place, and he's willing to exploit everything to get him out of here. And when I say get him out of here, I mean Mars. He wants to go to Mars. He wants to leave this planet, this place, to go there. And that trips me out that this guy that is planning to this project to come to reality in his lifetime is making all these moves. So it makes me wonder, okay, they save he saves all this money. He stops sending those checks. Where is all that money going to go to? He doesn't really say where all this money is going to go to. Trump doesn't even say where all this money is really going to go to. So, and that's the thing I don't like with this administration. Even though they say plans on what they're going to do, you're really not seeing a whole lot of it long term. Does that make sense?
No, it does. I was gonna say I think he's capable of going in anywhere in any business, running an audit because he's been a businessman for a while. I know we're going into deeper, like the comment says right there, deeper and darker forces. You know, we could always talk about whether they're those kind of characters that are really out to help humanity or to hurt humanity and shit on them. Okay, you know, we could talk about that, but just to back it up a little bit, the guy, I think he's smart enough, has a high enough IQ to go in there and find hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of wasted spending. And, you know, I see what's happening is I think that's going to lead up to the tax cuts that are coming down the pipe. I don't know if you kind of have heard them talking about the tax cuts at all. Yeah, because there's already propaganda on that saying, well, that's just for the rich. No, it's not. It's overtime, it's tips, it's wages, it's Social Security.
Yeah.
The rich are on Social Security? No, the fucking rich are paying taxes the rest of their lives in the hundreds of thousands.
Hey, you would be surprised how many rich people will claim their Social Security if they can. Yeah, remember some of these people they put themselves that they're getting paid. Also, it might not be a lot, but you know that's enough to get them a check from Social Security, so they're gonna claim it.
Cabron, let me get your opinion on this. What do you think about then the recent executive order to remove men 100% from all U.S. women's sports?
Well,
Win.
Now I'm very what's the word? I don't know if the words in between are very
moderate, liberal, conservative. What are you doing?
No, I'm very I like pulled. You know, I'm getting pulled on this side and that side. There's a word for it, but I can't come up with it.
It leaves people out. You think it?
Well, what it does is for me, which my person believes, guys should not be in girls' sports, but then also vice versa, girls should not be in men's sports, and this is where the whole problem is going to possibly start. And maybe I see Trump pushing this in the sense where women don't belong in a man's workplace. They don't belong there because they're weaker than men. They can't work as long. They have to take time off. There's a lot of negative things that doesn't let women work as much as men. So why should women work in the workforce where men are more productive than they are and take less days off? So, and I'm putting that as an example of what could come next, because if that stops, what's to stop Trump from saying, you know what, we're gonna get rid of civil rights. You don't have to hire women if you feel they're not qualified for it. And then where is that going to take us? Is that going to take us back to the feminist movement when they're going to start protesting? They're going to start asking for their rights. I mean, are we going forward or are we going backwards?
So you see it opening up avenues, like another avenue of where you could use that, like the Patriot Act of 9/11. All of a sudden, they were like, "Wait a second, we're going to stop this happening again and these invaders by putting this act that sounds great," and they even named it the Patriot Act. And people back then it's not like now, like, you know, the motherfucker give you a side eye. You wear the American flag. I wish a motherfucker would give me a side eye for wearing an American flag, and I'll show you. But anyways, back then it was different times. So I don't know. Tell me.
I mean, that's where I see a possibility that could occur because of this type of movement, especially because women are supporting it. Will they support when Trump makes a policy where businesses don't have to hire women anymore, are not required to hire them? Are they going to also support that movement? Or are they going to say, wait a minute, but we do deserve to work with men? Well, you feel that way. Why do you feel that men are, able to be in your sports with you? If you could work with men, then why can't men work with you or be in sports with you? You see, for me, it's like, I'm thinking more like, all right, so if this happened, what are the possible outcomes? Because we know from the first look of it, that's a good thing. Men should not be in women's sports because that's bad. I mean, did you see how that dude beat up that one chick? It was horrible.
Yeah.
The boxing match.
Bad, man. The coach put the dude on his shoulders and put his arm up and all that stuff. But they don't see it like that. So the way I see it, Norbeez, and like what I was saying earlier with the 9/11, the Patriot Act, all of a sudden that was a ticket to wiretap you.
Yeah.
Any single American now can get wiretapped because of that. But anyways, the way I look at that is it was an executive order. It at least was a win for women in general that have been crying out for this protection.
Yeah.
At least that. I mean, if we're recognizing groups, they're probably the larger majority group, but I know you're talking about there also might be another group that's smaller that is saying, no, this is hurting me or damaging me or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The majority might be the women that were saying, like you said, man, how could the girl that was boxing against that man, I mean, she was going in the corner and she only lasted one round. She went in that corner and says, it's a man.
Yeah.
She's literally said those words, Norbeez. It's man. And that's all the coach had to hear and had to throw the towel in by the second round. But they don't see it that way. So is that right or wrong? Or
I mean, it is wrong in so many ways. But like I said, I mean, changing these that's what I was wondering what like, okay, I know they were gonna do that, but what are they gonna do after? Where is it going to stop here? Or are they gonna bring up another one? Which again, I say it might be no more women in the workplace.
That sounds like some 1950s sexist shit. Wait, stop.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why it was for me. It was like, I don't know if you women really want to push that agenda that shouldn't happen, because if you're gonna go after them, there's a good chance they're gonna come after you after.
I was gonna say there was a meme that I saw one time. It was like a black and white one, Dennis the Menace, right? And since we're talking about 1950s sexist shit, it was like the little boy goes up to the dad. He said, "Dad, the dishwasher's loaded," and he said, "Oh, I thought you were talking about your mom." That's gotcha, man. That's gotcha. You brought that up, Norbeez. You brought that up. No, let's go ahead and shift it over. I want to show you a clip on. Let's bring up no more TikTok. Let's do share this one. I like that I could just share everything tabs. All right. So this is one Alex Enamorado, because we've been talking about the protest. We've been talking about the protest, and hold on, let me move that. And you know, people have been burning the flag.
Yes.
But want to be in this country, but they're burning the flag.
Mhm.
And this analogy, I saw this video come across my feed from Lexit, and it's one of the Justice 8, the last one that still has not, let's say, finished justice or whatever you want to call it, gone through the process.
Yeah.
A lot of people call him a political prisoner. I'll ask you about that as well, but listen to the video and then let me know your thoughts.
Recommend everyone to just YouTube this video. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Look at this video, and then maybe you'll understand kind of where I come from.
And I want you guys,
No, we need to make it better. We need to make it better.
yeah. And I want you to look up this video called "If You Don't Like the United States, Get the Hell Out." Look up that.
Ouch. Ouch. In your opinion, someone hates being here. It's okay for them to be here?
Wait, say that again.
If someone hates being here, but realistically, he wants to be here, what do you think about that?
If somebody hates to be
I
here,
mean,
but
they got
really,
the American flag, burning the American flag, but want to be here, but want to live here. But they're
I would say this first. I don't think, and I don't believe that burning the American flag means you don't want to be here. I always see it as a statement because, look, if you're going to see it like that, there's a lot of people in the South that still wave the Confederate flag and burning American flags. Are you going to go over there? Are you going to make videos talking about them burning the flag? No, I haven't seen one single person making videos about them burning the flag. But yet they'll wave the Confederate flag, knowing that it's not the American flag, knowing that it was the flag that went against the American flag. So I ask, are you going to make videos of those people burning the American flag and say those guys aren't Americans? They don't want to be here. They should pack it up, get on the boat, and go back to Europe. I haven't seen a video like that. I don't know if you have, but I've yet to witness somebody make a video about them.
Just like of the popular, there's these little punchlines that are getting, said on memes. The punchlines, right? Like no one is illegal on stolen land, and if you don't like it here, why don't you leave? What do you think when you hear that?
I mean, it's funny because I would just if I would say it's an interesting thing that people say that because they could just throw it right back at them. They could tell them, well, if you don't like me saying that, you can just go and leave. Because they do have a place to live. It's called Europe. They could go to Europe. If they don't like it, go back to Europe or the UK or even Russia. One of those places.
It'll go back to whose land it is.
Yes. And then, at the end of the day, I spoke about this before.
That we talk about.
I've spoken about it before where I say, look, now is not the time for us to be claiming these lands. What we got to do is keep working, keep making all our babies. And sure enough, their population is dwindling down here. And we will be the majority. And these lands will return back to its owners, which is us. They are building the infrastructure for us. And little by little, their population is dying out. I saw Elon Musk in Europe asking Italians and Germans to please have more babies because you guys are not having babies anymore. Your population is going down. The Japanese population is going down. Korean population is going down. You guys aren't having babies. If you guys die out, who's going to take these places? And he did mention that those people from the South are going to come here and take your places. If you guys don't have kids. Because even Musk sees that the white people population is coming down everywhere, all around the world, including here in the U.S., including in South America, including in Mexico. Their population is dying out because You know, a lot of them are either getting abortions, which is one of the reasons why they took away abortion rights, because too many of them were getting aborted. And a lot of their children are either, you know, LGBTQ plus, you know,
Rainbow Mafia.
Rainbow Mafia. And you see, it's crazy. They got more rights than us.
So you don't see anything wrong absolutely at all with anyone burning the American flag?
If me personally, no, because otherwise I would be talking shit about those people and then those people, and I'm not. But it is wrong for you to only point out one group of people that do that, but not point out the other groups that are literally doing the exact same thing. Just like I said, they post that video about those kids that fought, and yet they're making videos about how the people from January 6th are the most patriotic people in history. But look what happened. They destroyed a building, you know, broke stuff. One servicewoman was, you know, lost her life because of that protest. Are you going to throw the same rocks you're throwing at these kids to those people? Or are you going to call them patriotic and you're going to say deport those kids?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Yeah, because you know, it's trending right now, right? People are like, hey, flag, don't fuck with my flag. Of course, I was joking around the other day. I'm like, hey, cabrones, whatever you do, don't fuck with this flag right here. Okay.
Hey, you know what? I do want to say one thing. What I don't like the government doing is putting that Confederate flag up. You know, the one with the 9 stars and the stripes.
9 stars and the stripes. No one wants the.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, that was a shot at Nino. That was a shot at Nino. He already debunked that one, but I just want to throw that over there.
I had to enhance that with the sound effect, man. Nino America's in the comment section, and Nino America says, "God bless the Confederate flag."
No way, hell no, never.
Okay,
because the Confederate flag is not the American flag. The American flag is red, white, and blue with all the states, all the stripes, and it's not black and it's not blue. It's red, white, and blue, and any other adjustments or color changes is not the American flag.
To my understanding, Norbeez, and again, this is just, you know, whatever I can remember as far as from this topic, it was the Confederate flag was the U.S. flag at some point, like the recognized national one. But then obviously the centuries go by and they remake it. And then at some point it did identify during the Civil War with the South. But it was at one point recognized as the national, which you already know that there was just a couple states or colonies or who knows what they called them. That's what I thought. But if you're linking that flag to some pinchy, crazy fucking people that just want to off people because of their skin color, I don't know nothing about that.
But I definitely would say that as far as I know, my recollection of history, the original American flag had the 13 colonies in there. Not 9 colonies, but 13. As far as I know, the Confederate flag, the 9 stars in that flag is for the 9 colonies that took themselves out of what was America at that time, or the U.S.
Exactly. All right, let's go to another clip, Norbeez. I'm going to show you this. Let's take it to here it is. Let's take it to El Salvador. And did you see that one?
Oh yeah, I mean El Salvador, Guatemala. What are these guys up to?
Man, let's take it to. Well, actually, what I want to do is take it to the clip of the Bukele, the president, talking about, oh, we got room. Bring those prisoners. Absolutely. Let's play that clip.
Of an extraordinary meeting we had. We spent over 2.5, 2 horas y media, no, más o menos 2.5 to 3 hours with my friend, President Bukele and his team, and then we had some time privately. And while more details will be forthcoming, the president, in an act of extraordinary friendship to our country, knowing the challenges we face in the U.S., has agreed to the most unprecedented and extraordinary migratory agreement anywhere in the world. First, obviously, he continues with full cooperation on the returning of Salvadorians who find themselves illegally in the United States and welcome them back home. And that's already existing, and that will continue. But second, he has agreed to accept for deportation any illegal alien in the United States who is a criminal from any nationality, be they MS-13 or Tren de Aragua, and house them in his jails. And third, he has offered to house in his jails dangerous American criminals in custody in our country, including those of U.S. citizenship and legal residence. No country's ever made an offer of friendship such as this. That you can think about it, any unlawful immigrant, illegal immigrant in the United States who's a dangerous criminal, MS-13, Tren de Aragua, whatever it may be, he has offered his jails so we can send him here and he will put him in his jails. And he's also offered to do the same for dangerous criminals currently in custody and serving their sentences in the United States, even if they're U.S. citizens or legal residents. And we
Norbeez, U.S. citizens going to the mega prison. What do you think about that?
I want to say it's very disgusting, very un-American, because it's already bad enough we outsource jobs out of the U.S. Now we're gonna outsource jails. Like at this point, who's this really benefiting us sending them over there? Because the taxpayer has to pay for the flight, still pay for the meals. I mean, and then not to mention the court cases that it's going to bring from the families of these convicts that get sent there. They're going to take the country to court for every single person for sending their family members, even though they are criminals, have been taken out of the country. That shouldn't be allowed. I mean, as criminals as much as criminals as they are, you know, we're supposed to take care of our own criminals, not outsource them to other countries. And then the other part is that if we all know if criminals get sent over there, they're all going to start, you know, deleting each other. I mean, if you're going to do that, you might as well give them the needle before they even go, because they're not going to get along.
Do you think there's going to be some kind of blanket lawsuit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to go sue because we would send their family members out of the country, out of U.S. soil. That's almost, in a sense, kidnapping. Mind you, they are criminal, they are in jail, but at the same time, when you're taking them out of the country, their families can no longer get to them.
Now, you would still have a problem if it's the worst of the worst?
Yes, because we shouldn't do that to other countries. I mean, again, El Salvador, in which I don't understand why the president is like, hey, you know what you guys did to us those years when you sent all those gang members here to our country, right? You know, you guys did that to us. You know, you guys pushed it to the point where we had to use military power and outside money to go and start offing these gang members and then building a super max prison to put them all in there. This was because of you guys. You guys just put them all in the plane and landed them here and let them go. And look what happened to us. Me personally, I would feel very ashamed if we gave them more of our problems when we already had created a tremendous problem for them that actually cost lives, cost the people's businesses. I mean, you hear stories from people from El Salvador that say they couldn't go back to their own family's neighborhood because the gang members would put a blockade where they had to pay. And some people actually lost their lives because they didn't want to pay, but they felt they had the right to go and see their family, and they got deleted. We did that by sending criminals to their country and not telling them, hey, you might want to lock these guys up. No, we just dropped them off and destroyed their place.
That's the country they're from, but they're tearing shit up in the U.S., but you don't want us to send them back over there. Then what do we do with them?
But you got to remember, they came here as kids. They learned how to be gang members here. They didn't learn it there. Our country taught them that. And then once they became a problem, we sent them all back to let it be their problem. What we should have done diplomatically is built a prison and then sent them there in their country, not just leave them there and literally cost people their lives. That is definitely on U.S. hands, where a lot of people were deleted because of our
I guess I was just trying to
country's
understand.
action.
I was just trying to understand. It is their country, and so therefore, since it's their country, why is there a problem with them returning to it? That's what I'm saying. I understand you're talking about the caliber of criminal, the caliber of
Well,
pinche malinche. I
yeah.
get that, but they commit a crime in the U.S. Just take the heinousness away, or whether he's tatted head to toe. Is there a problem returning them to the country at that point?
There was a problem returning them without telling them who these people were. That was the problem. Had we told them, look, this person broke this law here, I don't know if you want to put him in jail or just let him loose. We didn't do that. We just dumped hundreds of gang members into their country and then just let them loose. We did that. That was wrong. Now, had we made a plan with the government back then and said, you know what, we're going to give you like thousands of criminals, you might want to build a jail so we could put them in there when we send them to you. We didn't do that.
No.
We just dropped them off.
And over there,
Their problem.
They stack them up like you seen them. They run around so scared in those pinchy institutions. It's crazy, man. They're running and they're like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you went to a place and did some hard ass labor, like, for a couple years, you probably get it out of your system to be the pinchy thief and shit like that. But I don't know. We're going to move it on to one of the last topics that we got of the night. We got Norbeez in the house.
Hey.
On Friday night, over 100 in the chat, man. Hit the like, cabrones. I'm going to show you this clip. It's going to be, here it is. All right, share this tab again. So this is regarding the Middle East, a touchy subject. We're going to go back to 47. This will be probably one of the last ones of the night that we'll talk about. And recently, the Prime Minister of Israel came.
Yeah.
Okay, today, it's crazy, Norbeez. Correct me if I'm wrong, cabron. It could just be me, but when the pinchy, when 47 is president, 45, 47, it's like when he's signing an executive order, it's like a fucking pay-per-view event. There's so many cameras. It's like a pay-per-view event. So every time a leader of the nation comes, he sits down there, talks shit. I never seen the Japanese president ever smile that much in his life. He knows they're making deals, they're making money, whatever they're doing, right? But I'm going to play this clip because this is in regards to the Middle East when the Prime Minister came. And what was said in regard to Gazans, or people of Gaza that have been now displaced 15 months and came back. There's no water, there's no gas, there's no utilities. And the Gaza Strip right now, Norbeez, is a bunch of rubble cement.
Yeah.
From, again, 1,000 rockets got launched to Israel to just rehash old shit. And then they came back and did the kind of the all-out blitz. And let's play this clip, and I want to see what you think about it. Norbeez, I think it's right here.
Can you confirm that under the president's plans for Gaza, any and all Palestinians who want to stay in Gaza on their land will be allowed to do so?
I can confirm that the president is committed to rebuilding Gaza and to temporarily relocating those who are there, because as I've showed you repeatedly, it is a demolition site. There is no running water. There is no electricity. The president wants these individuals to live in peace. He is committed to doing that with this very bold new plan, and we will continue to keep you apprised of updates as we receive them.
The president yesterday used the word permanent for permanently resettle Palestinians. I hear you saying temporarily today. Is that a shift or a specific change that you want to highlight?
The president has made it clear that they need to be temporarily relocated out of Gaza for the rebuilding of this effort. Again, it's a demolition site right now. It's not a livable place for any human being. And I think it's actually quite evil to suggest that people should live in such dire conditions.
Can you confirm?
She Norbeez.
He said that. Oh my God! Has she been to Skid Row? Has she been into a lot of these homeless encampments out here?
No,
that's funny. That is funny that she would say something like that.
But what was I saying is that the whole notion of a whole people no longer on Gaza is what they were saying. Rebuild it, move people away, and then move people back. Do you have an issue with anything like that, or what she said?
Yeah, I do have an issue. I mean, why do we keep spending money overseas? Why? Here we are crying that America is losing its finances. We're giving away money. I mean, we got Elon Musk with his Doge trying to figure out how we're losing so much money. And here publicly, you're seeing that Trump is committing probably billions, if not trillions of dollars to rebuild Gaza. How are you going to rebuild the entire city? Why are the taxpayers always having to pay for this part of the world? Why don't you just let those people take care of their area? Let all of them, give it to them, let them take care of it. America is bleeding right now. America is suffering. The U.S. is suffering. The people are dying in the streets. The people are over ODing everywhere. The U.S. is in a dire crisis. Why are we always focused on outside? And this is why I don't like that Trump is doing that, because Trump already pulled us out of WHO. There, he's pulling us out of the UN, but he is still committed to Ukraine and still committed to Israel. Why are we so much worried about them when we have U.S. citizens that are dying from starvation, have no homes, are getting their homes burnt up, and no place to live?
No, I think there's a little bit of more detail when it comes to who's actually controlling that area now, and it's Israel. So the prime minister, when 47 was saying this shit again, these little executive order signings are like pay-per-view events. These little, when he meets a leader, you know, because again, the last 4 years you had someone that didn't want to talk. They told him, "Don't talk. We just want to use you. We're gonna pull your strings. Cálmate, tata. You just do what you say." And guess what? Now they're finding hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that went who knows where.
Yeah.
Half of $176 billion is missing. But anyways,
and that's the thing. But that's why I say it frustrates me, because I didn't like it when Biden was doing it, and I don't like it when Trump's doing it. And this is the part that, like, man, this is why I vote third party, because they tell us one thing, but yet they're still repeating the same thing the last guy did. When is this going to stop? When are we going to actually focus on the U.S. and you know, focusing on other countries that really don't benefit us? I mean, Iraq, I could understand there's a ton of oil. Now we got a ton of oil. You know, other places that we get resources from. I get that part. What I don't get is, why are we minding our business and tax dollars to aiding places that the U.S. gets no benefit? Are we getting free vacations to Ukraine? No. Are we getting free vacations to Israel? No. Why do we have to always keep giving and giving and giving?
Norbeez,
doesn't make sense to me.
Are you anti-Israel?
I am for U.S. Let U.S. work for the U.S. like Trump said he would, and stop worrying about other countries trying to get more land or trying to whatever it is they're doing. Let them deal with it. Let's focus on the U.S. people. Let's focus on what's going on here and make America great again, the way he says, not make other places, make America great plus these two other places.
Yeah. So again, Israel has a lot of weight now, because again, they leveled the place. If this was Israel that we were talking about, this shit would be probably some prophetic thing, because obviously, you know, the Holy Land, you know what I mean? This is not. So, I mean, again, Gaza could be holy. I don't know. To certain people, I really don't know. But his plan is to redevelop, clean the rubble. I didn't hear it. He's saying it's not going to cost any troops. It's not going to cost this and that. It would be something to temporarily house people over there. Or like you said, I mean, but okay, they hate you or they love you. So he's doing this. Wow, fuck that. He's displacing them. And then he doesn't do anything. And they could also say, wow, fuck that. He's really not helping them, when they don't have, there's no electricity. There's no water. their cement, how are they going to rebuild themselves? They've been displaced. Most of the people ain't really got two nickels to rub together. How are they going to build back?
I tell people this, look at South America. Look at all these countries in South America.
Mm-hmm.
Did the U.S. help build them? Build those cities?
Mm-hmm.
Build those towns? No, they did it by themselves. So we got to believe if we leave these people by themselves, they're going to find a way to rebuild it. But it shouldn't be the U.S. problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Tony once, because we talked about this once before, I told him everything that happens on that side of the world shouldn't be our problem. Our focus should be these two continents that we do live on. Because anything that happens to them economically will not affect us. It won't affect us. Because the majority of the world's economy does revolve around this part of the world. That's facts. You tell me what other country has more economic power than the U.S.? Nobody.
I think the U.S. presidency is the most powerful office in the world.
Well, we got a lot of news to prove that.
It's a lot of nations that look up to the U.S. as kind of like a big brother. Say, what are they going to do? What do they think? And it makes sense that all the money for other nations, like you said, security comes from the U.S. Like you said, the WHO might be gone. The Department of Education, they're finding that out to be irrelevant. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I said on somebody's post, it's about time somebody cleaned up that mess.
So what was it? Just a bunch of desk riders getting money, or was it another funneling scheme? Was
yeah,
that
of course. Because
money laundering department?
Look at the nation. Look at what the conditions our people, all of our people are in. We have so many of our people that are drug addicts, that are homeless, that are below poverty. They can't read, they can't write, and
problems.
That I guess that what organization was supposed to be in charge of it? That department was supposed to make sure that American education would be the highest in the world. But the what's it called? The proof is in the pudding. And when you look at American citizens, U.S. citizens that are ODing, that can't read, that are homeless, that are poor, uneducated, that is because of the work they did. That is the example of their work. And if it didn't work and it hasn't worked, it should get taken apart and maybe build something that will actually help.
Norbeez, you ready to take some phone calls, cabron?
Oh, yeah. Every
Because they're already asking. I think they want to go in. I don't know what. We must have triggered them. We must have triggered, or did you trigger them? I don't know. Someone got triggered, but they want to come in and voice.
Hey, I don't mean to disrespect that Jimmy Humilde guy, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna bring in facts, bring in facts.
Yeah, bring in facts. Bring in facts. No one is blocked. Oh shit! Let me put on the Bluetooth. All right, here, Bluetooth, and then Roadcaster on this stuff. Bluetooth, Roadcaster. All right. I just had to turn off the notifications because then everything. All right. Whoever wanted to call, the lines are open. We'll go back to the conversation. It's 9 o'clock. Let's open up.
Right here, right down there. There you go. Where my finger's at.
40.
My ashy fingers.
4328. 4328. If you want to say anything about what we've been saying, okay. The only thing is, of course, we don't not no unknown numbers. We don't do none of that weirdo shit because next thing you know, you're gonna say some weirdo shit. So make
That's
sure
right.
Make sure it is a phone number, okay?
I want to clarify that I didn't get my shirt at the Alameda swap meet. I got it at the Santa Fe Spring swap meet.
Hey, that's right. They were asking about it. The Maria. So is that an artist or?
No, she is the mother of shrooms that came out of Oaxaca, my people's country or state. Sorry.
Okay.
And she was the one that introduced it to a lot of Europeans, a lot of Americans, and even the Beatles went over there to go visit and take a ride on the shrooms. Yeah, there's a picture of them over there.
Okay, I ain't saying. Yeah, that's it.
I thought that was funny when I saw that, but yeah.
Okay, let me see. Let me make sure we're up and we're going here. The phone calls are coming in.
Yeah, I definitely shout out to Ed Boo Boo. Yes, you're right. America is not a country; it's a continent. You are 100% right on that. You know, I saw this one. Oh, we already have-
Please leave your message for.
Don't worry.
So I saw this clip of this Mexican guy that comes in a room with a bunch of Americans.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Street. What you got to say?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey,
what's up, man?
Hey, just wanted to do a little input as far as you guys' conversation tonight.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as far as like the burning of the flag, you know, that's a little touchy for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, if anybody in any country would see their flag burning, you know, they would look. I mean, they would hate it. I'm sorry, I love it. They would hate it. No matter what, you know, the flag stands for a lot of things, right?
Yes.
But the flag at the end of the day is just a piece of cloth, man.
Yes.
Even some of these flags in freaking America are made in fucking China, Korea, fucking Bangladesh, India. It doesn't matter.
Mexico.
It's made in fucking another goddamn country. It's a piece of cloth.
But is it what it
Burning
represents though? Is it what it represents that maybe gets people emotional? What it represents?
Well, there's this comedian that I've been listening to and I follow to a lot. His name's Bill Hicks. And if your listeners want to take the time to just type in Bill Hicks, is one of the best comedians ever to live.
Mm-hmm.
Because he stands for he talks about politics. He stands against the United States, you know, government as far as the authoritarianism in the government. And he says people did not die for a flag; they died for freedom.
That part.
Okay, which in return gives you the freedom to burn the flag. And it's already been in court. I think it was like a court. I think it was like this in the 80s and the 90s, where this white man. By the way, it's not just Mexicans burning Mexican flags, everybody. Okay. It was the Black Panthers burned them. BLL burned them. When you want to talk about resistance against authoritarianism, you burn a flag. Okay? Doesn't mean you hate the country you live in. What it means is that you hate the things that it represents. So there was this case, this white man burned a flag, took it to the Supreme Court, and he won.
Oh.
You can burn the flag.
Oh.
You know that case number or como se llama?
I don't recall.
Okay. That's crazy. No, I understand what you're talking about. It's not they're burning it to protest the authoritarianism.
It's not that. It's to protest the authoritarianism in his government.
All right, so it's definitely in the 1989 Supreme Court case, Texas versus Johnson.
And what does it say right there?
It is says ruled that the burning the American flag is protected form of symbolic speech.
First, in the Constitution.
Let's see. The case established the government cannot punish people burning the flag as a form of protest.
First Amendment.
Yes, more than likely it would go under the First Amendment. Yeah, but the Supreme Court ruled a 5-4 in favor of Johnson.
What year?
1989.
Oh, recently.
Yeah, not too
There you
far.
go.
Yeah. It wasn't no 1800s, 1900s. Caller. That was a good little nugget, man. Hey, we're learning. I'm learning from the comments. I'm learning from the callers. I appreciate you.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
The things that we talk about this country doesn't mean we hate the country.
Mm.
It means that we want to make it better.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when slavery, the enslavement of sub-Saharan Africans that came over here, because black people are sub-Saharan Africans.
Mm.
They're not originated from this land.
Mm.
They're from Africa. When they came over here in the ships or whatever, the way they came over here.
Yeah.
And if someone says, if you don't like this country and our laws of slavery, get the fuck out.
Well, they would lynch them, if anything.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Oh no, I can't imagine. I don't have to imagine that happened. These people got lynched when they went
about it.
against
Think about
their
that.
master.
Someone telling you this is the way of the law of the land. And to the Chicano tube, I know you love this country and you say this is the best country in the world. We are literally 4% of the world's population. Living in and being born in America, my parents came from Mexico. I am third generation now. Soy hablo español.
Mm.
My kid I had the privilege of going to Europe because my daughter was studying in Spain because I wanted her to learn. I wanted her to pick up on her Spanish because her Spanish wasn't as great. So she wanted to study in Spain. So she's a part of she studies at NYU.
Hell yeah.
Or the Stern program. She's in business, just like me.
That's right.
She studied at Stern. Stern let her give her the opportunity to study in Spain. When I was in Spain, I got to meet a lot of people, and I got to talk to a lot of people when I was visiting her. And I talked to a lot of people that are from Colombia, a lot of immigrants. They're saying the Spanish government is allowing Central Americans to populate their country because they're not making white people like Norbeez said. White people are not making babies, not like Hispanics do or like Africa does.
Mm. Okay, gracias for the call.
Africa is one of the main leading overpopulated countries. And that's going to happen in the next 20 years. They're going to be overpopulated.
Yeah.
We're going to have Wakanda and shit.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, gracias for the call. I appreciate it.
Man. Thanks, man.
Hey, man. All I got to say is this. You think you say that America is the best country in the world? Travel the world. Talk to people all over the world, man. I've been to Paris. I've been to Spain. I've been to Germany, Ireland. I talk to people. They all say the same thing. It's a great thing that we all love our country. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Gracias, caller. I appreciate you, cabron.
Are you still there?
Shit, no.
You still there, man?
No, he's not. He's not.
No, but he had a great message, though, man. He definitely had a great message. And leave it to a Texan to be the one to burn a flag and then take it to court. Leave it to a Texan.
1989, that was brought before. Is that a Supreme Court decision?
That is a Supreme Court decision.
And it said it was lawful to burn. It was lawful to burn.
I'm not surprised. You know, Texas is the one state that's always has their hand on that trigger to what's the word? Secede.
What about, in all fairness, though, that there's a law saying you can't do that to like a rainbow flag?
What?
Is that fair?
Well, that's why I told you they got more rights than us.
So it's not fair.
That's why I told you it's crazy how they got more laws.
From Paris.
To accept.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Street.
Chicano Tube, it's Caesar from Paris.
Ah, shit.
Hey, happy Friday, TGIF.
Is it Friday already? Jesus.
Oh, shit, it is Friday, huh?
TGIF.
Well, you know what? Before anything, I didn't know it was Friday. The fucking last caller was talking so much, you're going to shut the fuck up. I must have skipped a day.
It was good.
And now, what's up, Norbeez? Keep up the bad work, my friend.
You know it, sir. You know it.
Now, Mikey, from this angle right here, my friend, I made sure and double checked that you precisely did your 5 o'clock shadow right at 5 p.m. today.
Dang.
Right at 5 p.m.
Norbeez, I think you've been growing your 5 o'clock shadow since 11:45 last night. Keep up the bad work.
Yes, I was.
All right. Now, to touch a little bit on the last caller, good call. Good podcast. A little bit on the ham and eggers real quick.
Dale gas.
These people that were all over the streets in the city of Paris, being the sole reason why it took me 30 fucking minutes to go to fucking McDonald's.
Really?
Protest.
Now, my question is this. And first of all, if I even see somebody try to burn any type of flag, especially the flag of this land, Caesar from Paris will personally kick you in the face.
Mm.
Most of these people that were out here in the streets, I'm sure their pride overexceeds their mental capacities here. Now, if you're going to burn a United States flag and 30 minutes later drive down the fucking freeway and go to your home in America, it's time to wake up, my friends. Come on.
Mm.
How many of these people that were outside in the street causing havoc, and first of all, giving these policemen double, triple overtime, how many of these people the next day got in line or did anything to help their immunization or their passports or anything? Anything. Mikey, do we have those numbers?
Damn.
That's a good
I don't
question.
think so.
I mean,
now, you know what? I ain't gonna be like the last caller. You know what? Chicano too, Norbeez, everybody love yourself. Think with your fucking mind. Let's get it, people.
Caesar, wait, before you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that wouldn't have happened had you gone to Taco Bell.
Man, look, I'll tell you what. I'd rather go to that protest than fucking have hemorrhoids say, you got this one. I'll ride that one out.
All right, thanks, Caesar.
Taco Bell. Hey, you know what? And it's something about that purple light, like a mosquito to light. I almost did go in the drive-thru one time, Norbeez.
You won't regret it.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen, my friend.
All right. We'll get you.
That's why you can't grow a 5 o'clock shadow.
Stay away. These are from Paris. I appreciate the call. Caesar, let me ask you,
I appreciate you.
Paris, do you think the United
And I'm out.
States?
Yes.
Do you think the United States is the greatest country in the world?
I'm going to say yes because I live here and I see a lot of places. And firsthand, you really don't want to take a look at the TV and believe it. Now, am I grateful? Now, with all due respect to all the hardworking Mexicans, all the primos, all my tios out there, everybody with the struggle. Okay? Now, I thank my lucky stars that my dad had enough courage, nuts, and souls on his feet to come over here. Because I see how other people in my family or whatnot, that their dads decided to stay and rough it out. That's what gives me the thanks to first my daddy and to this country for allowing my dad to come, grow, succeed, and own something, and his children forward after him. I'm sure he didn't want his legacy, his children being taxi cab drivers. With all due respect, first of all, but it's reality. What's over there and what's over here. So when people come over here, you should come over here with that brain set of doing things the right way, because in the long run, the way you got to do things is retire after having a job and then you get to relax. Without no paperwork like that, I think that's pretty much dumb.
That's right.
And also to touch on being one of the better countries, one thing that we should, I don't know if it's possible, is change is our education, though, Mikey.
Hey.
Now, a lot of people got to understand that the education that we've been receiving was actually a idea of a rich man that had billions of dollars. I don't know which the Rockefeller guy maybe or something. He actually made the institution of education.
You're right.
Right. So whatever that rich bastard thought what was legit, that's what we've been learning. On purpose, we're not even learning nothing about ourselves, mind you.
That's right.
These people here with Trump, these billionaires, I believe they should start a new educational system if they're really worried about our future.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't even know what's going on in schools today. Are they still learning about Columbus fucking discovering America? Are you kidding me? Still at this day and age with the internet and everything on?
Yeah, but
don't let me walk in with these classes and there's a fucking globe right there still in the corner. Oh, I didn't want to take long. You know what?
I pulled you in. I pulled you in with that Taco Bell.
Gracias, Caesar.
Thanks, Caesar. I appreciate you.
Everybody.
And he's out. Norbeez, you want to take? Want to go
That's
to 9:30? 9:30.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So I was gonna say that story about this Mexican guy that walks into a room with a bunch of U.S. people, and they welcome him, and somebody says, "Oh, well, this is his first time in the U.S." And the white guy tells him, "Oh, welcome to America," and the Mexican guy tells him, "Oh, I was already here, but thank you." Because, America is a continent, not a country. It's a continent. And then if you're a Mexican, you're in America. I just wanted to say that story because of Boo Boo. Shout out to Boo Boo.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Street.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, Norbeez? What's up, Mikey?
Hey,
what up, man?
Talk to us.
So I just wanted to say, to add into the sentiment of America being number one, I say I agree, bro. You know what? I like America, homie. Of course, I'm American, and I got pride to be in America, and I'm also of Mexican descent, and I got pride for that too. Do you hear echo real quick?
No, I don't.
You're clear on our end. It might just be the YouTube thing.
Damn, okay.
You can
I'm
just turn off the YouTube and talk to us on the phone.
Unless you have us on Bluetooth. If you have us on Bluetooth, probably don't you just use the speaker.
I got everything turned off though.
Oh,
that's cool.
No,
It's
you're
cool.
good. You're good.
Over it. So,
let us know.
Yeah, man. So America, bro. You know what? We're number one, bro, in the highest healthcare costs, the highest prescription drug costs. We got an opioid crisis. We have the highest incarceration rate. We have high gun violence, and we got mass shootings. We're number one in a lot of shit, good things and bad. And if a couple of youngsters, homie, want to burn the flag to protest what they feel is not right as far as Latinos being racially profiled, I'm not going to trip about it. I'm not going to get hell-bent about them burning a flag, which, again, that shit is constitutionally protected as a form of speech, not just for citizens, but for all persons, as written in language in the Constitution. The rights here that we have in wonderful America is not just limited to American citizens. A lot of them are for persons, and that includes someone who may be of illegal status being protected from unlawful searches and seizures and just being profiled like that on the spot. You can't pull over a black person just because they're black. That's just not gonna go down. But right now, a lot of shit is getting overlooked. And again, if people want to protest, that's what they're gonna do. At least they're not storming the Capitol.
Yep.
They're not kidnapping the governor like they did in Wisconsin. I think in Minnesota or some shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, man, that's it. I just want to put my little 2 cents in.
Appreciate it, man.
Real quick, I'm gonna share a quick little fun fact, bro.
Dale.
You were saying, you guys were talking about real quick. You guys were saying give up Mexican food or some shit. It was just like a joke you guys were saying. I just want to throw in a fun little fact right there. Prop 187 in California, when Pete Wilson was pushing that shit, if you guys remember, an I think immigrant bill, very similar to what's going on now, but in the 90s and shit. That whole Proposition 187 was conjured up, ironically, in a Mexican restaurant by the campaign organizers. It was somewhere in, I think, San Diego. I know that story because Gustavo Arellano of the LA Times, a columnist, that's why I heard him report on it a while back. But ain't that some funny shit? It's cool for Mexican immigrants to pick the fucking fruits, to do the hard labor, to do everything for half, to send our kids to the military and give the ultimate sacrifice. But it seems like we get treated like straight fucking dirt, man.
Yeah.
And that picture, when you showed of the Mexican mother with the flag and the soldier with an American as he's kneeling there, that's a nice, beautiful picture. I do mean that in all sincerity. And just a quick little note, the Chicano moratorium, which was a protest in the 60s, was about the fact that Chicanos were feeling that there were too many Chicano deaths in Vietnam and that they were being sent disproportionately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a fun little fact.
No, that's a good fact. Thank you.
I appreciate the call, cabron.
Órale pues. Hey, good night, you guys.
Hey,
night, man. Thank you, man. I'm loving it tonight, man, because we were definitely learning a lot. We learned that burning the flag is protected by the Supreme
United
Court.
States Supreme Court, and the dude's name.
We learned Jimmy Omnida doesn't have the correct facts, or somebody lied to him. Or I don't know.
All I said is that he's like a Tommy Mottola. That means someone that has a lot of weight, because it seems like MC Magic. All of a sudden, they want to bring up an interview from like 5 months ago. That was way before the election, and it's cancel culture. I'm not for that cancel culture where, damn, someone has just worked all their way up to do some shit, and because of who they voted for or whatever comment, hey, cancel him. And it gets me a little bit upset, I have to admit it, when all the Raza pages go after him. Did you hear he's getting canceled? Yeah. I'm like, no one gets canceled.
I would say, though, that interviewer, Bootleg Kev, he tends to make sure to get his guest in trouble.
Stir shit up.
Yes.
Stir shit up. In other words, just stir shit up, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's right. All right. I think we're gonna and one last call. I think we'll go for one last call.
I thought one was going through, or they hanged up.
No. There's a call that's coming in. Hold on, I'll get it right now. But gracias, Irony Fisticuffs. Gracias for the 99 cents.
Definitely.
He said the caller is just speaking facts. Just speaking facts.
Unknown caller.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
To accept, press 1.
Caller, you're the last caller on tonight's show on Chicano Street. What you got to say?
All right, I'm gonna try to make it good. So I've been noticing a trend from yesterday's YouTubers going on into today that everybody is going after this high schoolers. There's at the end of the day, these guys are young. They're still kids. Do we really expect them to be that mature? I mean, was everybody in the chat? I hear the chat going after them. Oh, these guys don't have no respect. They need OG. What are you guys? Why aren't you guys checking them? Why aren't you guys schooling them? Instead of talking shit to all these little kids and youngsters, why don't you school them? Like you schooled them, like you were schooled supposedly back in the day. So why are we putting all this responsibility on a bunch of high school students? It's up to us, the adults, to be the responsible ones. I mean, I didn't hear the white people going after all the protesters in the January 6th. And those were grown men wearing freaking Vikings costumes that actually went into the White House. If that would have been brown people or black people going in like that, you don't think they would have got shot?
Carnal, let me ask you this, because as you're talking right now, I'm actually playing the clip, so people are seeing it. I just took off the volume of someone getting jumped by 20, 30 people. Do you think that's right?
No, of course that's not right, but we don't know the context. The context. Maybe it could have been a gang fight. They probably had beef. We don't know if it was because of the protest or whatever's going on.
Could have been an instigator telling them, "Hey, you kids need to go back to your country with your parents." Could have been that.
What you're saying is,
so right here in Orange County, there was a teacher that actually posted a Mexican flag burning in her Instagram or whatever. And you know, there was thousands of people protesting, so we're only highlighting the couple of things that went bad.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
so that's really my main point. Like let's stop being hard on these little kids. If we want to make an example, let us lead the way. Why are we expecting these little kids to be leaders and be all mature?
Yeah.
If we don't
like there's laws in the California prison system that said if you committed a crime under a certain age, I believe it was 25 or whatever the age was, they're getting let out because they are saying that their brain wasn't mature enough when they committed that crime. And now we're expecting these 15, 16, 17 years olds to be all mature. And now you got to think about it. We're living in a social media age. They're hearing all this stuff that's getting talked to them. Go back to Mexico. You guys are a bunch of wetbacks. You guys are getting deported. Your mom's getting deported.
Yeah, there's a lot of media like that right now. There's a lot of media right now, and I think it's fueled even more, you know. So I'm telling people just to kind of use common sense when they're looking at their pinche teléfonos. Don't just jump off the couch and get into some shit unless you know the facts. Or like I was telling Norbeez earlier, if the youngsters are really passionate, they're passionate, but a lot of times they're just misguided.
Yeah. And a lot of them are just being desmadrosos.
That's it. Just looking to,
you know what I mean? They don't really care what's going on.
They don't even care.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with protests. They're never 100% good. You know, they don't go the way you hope to go.
Yeah.
That's right. Good call.
And then another thing too that I noticed, like just to finish with this, when the whole George Floyd thing was going on, nobody was really going after the Morenos for stealing and taking over the stores, all the Nike stores that were getting looted. You know, they were getting applauded. All I see these guys do was burn a flag that's not even illegal, and maybe get into a couple little fights here and there.
Yeah.
And all the podcasters.
Well, you know, that's neither here nor there, but
all the podcasters just ran with it for content.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my call. And you know, all you guys in the chat, these youngsters don't know what's up. Well, teach them what's up.
That part right there.
Well, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, a rato, have a blessed weekend, cabrón.
Thank you, man.
Cuídate mucho,
Igualmente.
Ándale. Adiós.
Thank you, man. Yeah, man, great call. Great calls all night, man. It was good, man. We learned from each other, and you know, and I want to go to 1984 and tell them, yeah, we knew that was that was protected by law. Did we know what year it happened? It happened 5 years after, I guess, you were born. But it's great that we can talk about these things back and forth and learn things and point things out. I mean, I did have a lot of things to say about the current issues that were happening, and I'm glad that I was able to do that tonight because these are things that are very disturbing. I mean, a lot of these people were attacked, and I thought it was unfair that you would attack them, but not attack these people. It's like, well, where do we draw the line, or are we only aiming towards one group?
Yeah. I think ultimately at the end of the day, there is a puppet master that I think is kind of fueling what's happening. All these things that are happening, that all of a sudden cataclysmic shit is happening. And I think there are characters, bad characters, that are just the darker forces, the powers that be, that are doing this shit, this chaos. I'm warning the raza. I'm like, you know what? You can protest. You can do everything in the beautiful USA that you want to do because it's a free country. You can say anything you want and shit like that. But some of us do get a little bit bugged out if we see, a pile of flags getting burned, people getting hurt. What about the person that all of a sudden they ran up to her car? I mean, do you think that's fair that she's just driving in her car and all of... Is that just misfits? Those are just misfits.
You know what?
These
are the next generation, and I say this because shout out to I think it's Nella TV and this other dude that's getting pretty popular. He put out a video of high schoolers that walked out of high school and protested. These were high schoolers that walked out in East LA. If I remember right, they walked out. Okay, maybe it was Northeast LA. I don't know. It was one of these high schools around me.
Andale.
And back in the day, they walked out and they did the same thing, and they got rowdy. And sometimes kids teach us what needs to be done. Sometimes we got to see how they feel too, because they are the future.
And I played that clip right now, and the last caller is like, fucking Mikey, don't play clips on dogging the youngsters. I'm not dogging the youngsters. Again, I'm just saying we have to be careful by seeing a group of youngsters do some shit, and then all of a sudden it represents all the Mexicanos. It represents all. I don't like putting blankets on people. I believe in accountability. I believe in everyone's going to do what they're going to do, but they are in a free country. They are in a free country where they can do pretty much everything we've talked about today. They could do because we're in a free country. Norbeez, last thoughts of the night.
Last thoughts of the night. I tell everybody,
unknown caller,
don't jump into a conclusion based on a reel, a short, a TikTok video that you see. Do your research. Make sure you know exactly what's going on. Know your facts before you come out here and say something that you might be misinforming people, like Jimmy Olmide.
There you go, back to him. You have something about him. All he's doing is trying to manage the biggest music groups, but anyways,
but aside from that, just thank you to everybody that watched me and Mikey right here. It's always a pleasure being here. It's always a great time here where we could talk. Like I told you before, with Tony, I can't really have this conversation too much because his platform is really much about music. It's really about entertainment. It's a whole different world. With Marvelous, it's about culture. It's about beliefs, health. And this is one of the platforms where I could speak more as far as politics in the world and what's going on. Because like I tell people, don't just look at what's happening here in the U.S. Look at what's happening in Mexico, Central America, and South America. There's a reason why you don't know what's happening there, because they don't want you to know what's happening there. They don't need you knowing what's going on there. Why? Because they're the ones opening up shop there, and they don't need your ass thinking you could do the same. So keep that in mind. Aside from that, shout out to the live chat. I love all you guys. I see the roasters roasting me, and I love it. It gives me power because honestly, for you to take the time to be creative and please be creative when you roast me, because I can't stand spammers. I can't stand people that repeat the same shit. I need you to be creative when you're insulting me. And if you're insulting me, make sure you're creative so me and the chat can enjoy and laugh. Because at the end of the day, we're not here to make enemies. We're here to like enjoy our company, talk, have a conversation, and maybe learn a few things from each other.
Alfred says, people forget revolutions were started by younger folk, not older folk. The youngsters are the ones willing to fight. The older folk just want to talk. Oh, the last nugget of the night. Again, thank you, Norbeez. Thank you for everything. Hey, everyone that's in the chat, man, whether you're listening on NWA, Norbeez worldwide activities, hey, or you're listening on Chicano Tube, we're out, you guys. We are out. Gracias for spending the last 2 hours. We'll be uploading something for you guys. Have a blessed weekend. Norbeez, I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Wednesday, 6 o'clock, my friend.
It's going to be great.
Andale, we're out, you guys. Remember what I always say? Remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories. And we're out.